heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza. He wrote an amazing book called Supernatural, one of my favorite books as well, Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I highly recommend it every single time. It's becoming a habit now that I'm recommending books left and right from every single morning. So I will continue this process. I got a little bit of allergy, so excuse me if you hear me sneezing. I'll have to apologize. All right, folks. Good morning, Justin, Barbara, Tess. How are you? Chuck, Robert, Mickey, Gabriel, Guy, Noriko. Good morning. Good morning, Tyler, Russin, Team Legacy, and everybody here. I'm happy to see every single one of you. We're going to talk about something really cool today, just to try to get into it, because we're not going to take too long. Hopefully, not too long. But I have a long day with a lot of appointments today and meetings. And Nikki, I got you for 6 p.m. today. So again, if you guys have anybody that I can help you, or anybody that I can talk to for you, any three-way calls, anything you need help with, let me know. But today's call will potentially be able to help you in being able to prospect better. Of course, what we do is we fill up the prospect line. This is what it's about, right? The more people we talk to, the more people see the business, the better it is. Give me just a second. Again, like allergy, just give me just 1 second. Be right back. All right, I'm back now. Sorry. But today we're going to talk about hot buttons and what are hot buttons. First of all, I think one of the most important things that we have to understand, and one of the biggest mistakes that people go out there when they're marketing any type of product, of going out there and marketing, is that they focus on themselves and they don't focus on other people. And so one of my mentors says, he says, when I was just getting into marketing, he says, David, don't sell the business, solve their problems. Don't sell the business, solve their problems. Because if you have to convince, and if you sell the business and you have to convince people to join you, you then have to convince them to work it. And how many of you guys can agree with me that this is a volunteer army, and there's nothing more annoying than trying to convince people to work it with you, right? It's better to have, we all prefer someone just to be with us all the time and not have, that we don't have to, they're with us, right next to us, that we don't have to, hey, come on, let's do this together, me and you. Like, instead of doing that, we're all working together, figuring out, we're locked in. So you have to, in order to do that, we have to solve their problems. People join for their own reasons. They join because they found some type of value for their lives, and I think we all can agree on this. Okay, so when I'm going out there prospecting, I like to choose and I target professionals that are in need for an opportunity to solve their problems. I'm looking for a need in the marketplace. I'm looking for a need within their career. I'm looking for someone who's successful but not satisfied and is looking to solve a problem. So let's go ahead and go into this, and I'll go ahead and I'll give you guys give me just a second. In fact, I'll share my screen with you guys. I won't go over all this. However, you guys that are right here, make sure to send me your email after this, because I pay for a mentorship. Man, I think thousands of dollars for this guy to mentor me in marketing and in network marketing specifically. I'm a student of the craft. I don't know everything. In fact, the moment you think you know everything is the beginning of the end for you. So stay humble always. My dad didn't speak much to me, and I mean that. He said very little word. He was a man of little words and a lot of action. I don't know if you guys had a parent. I had an old school dad. I still am. To this day, my dad's old school. He says he speaks very little and he acts a lot. He never complains. He works his ass off in everything he does. And it's old school dad, you know what I mean? It's like you had to figure it out around him, that kind of deal. and you know, I appreciate that he made me figure it out. You know, he wasn't like that. He wasn't the encouraging dad, you know what I mean? That type of, but he did say the few words that he said to me. I remember one of the wisest things he always used to tell me. He used to say, David, I know so much that I know nothing. And I remember he used to say that a lot. Like whenever I see, you know, sometimes he impressed me with things that he did. And I was like, man, wow, Dad. He goes, David, I know so much that I know nothing. And he said, and that stuck with me. So to this day, I know so much that I know nothing. I have that philosophy. I know that Tyler can teach me things. I know that Gabriel can teach me things. I know that Tez, Barbara, Mickey can teach me things. And because I know so much that I know nothing. I know my amazing girlfriend Brooke can teach me things. I know so much. So I'm constantly seeking out coaching, seeking out. So I years ago, I was able to hook up with one of the guy that I used to look up to a lot. His name was Todd Falcone. And I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He's a mentor within the network marketing world. An incredible YouTube channel. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. His name is Todd Falcone. And if you guys want to subscribe to his YouTube channel, you will only grow from that. I mean, and he has an incredible program. I mean, go by if you want to. But I'm going to give you some of his stuff that he has. He's been in the industry for 31 years. And he's not with no other company. He's just a trainer. And I love his material. His material is just world-class material. You've seen some of his videos. That's great. He has some great stuff out there. And you know, some people like me in my position, there are leaders are kind of like, what they do. Most leaders, what they do, by the way, they go to him, they get trained, and whatever they get from them, they go ahead and train it, right? He's the guy behind the curtain, in other words. I don't care. Again, I know so much that I know nothing. There's no ego here. I'm like, here's the curtain, guys. Here's the guy that teaches everybody, teaches all the best of the best. These guys said he mentors mentors within the industry. He's with no company. He's just he's brilliant. And he has this thing where he does live dials, like little cold dials. He goes online. He goes, realtor broker in Dallas, Texas. And a bunch of real numbers pop up. He picks up the phone in front of you, and he literally calls them one by one and starts setting an appointment with them and tells them what he does. Like if Tyler was in real estate, he would say, hey Tyler, how are you? This is Todd Falcone. I'm here. I'm from the Utah market. I'm looking to expand my business in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. And Tyler was like, yeah, man, well, how can I help you, Todd? Well, you're looking for a house? No, you know what? I've seen some of your listings. They're beautiful listings, by the way. I own multiple houses myself. But I want to ask you just this quick, simple question. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of creating any income outside of the real estate profession? And that's the question that he asked. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of creating any income outside of your real estate, outside of your insurance profession, outside of your personal training profession, outside of your physician profession? And so, and it's crazy. He does it live dials, and he does that, and he starts setting appointment. He's a recruiting machine. You know, I remember seeing him recruiting. At one point he had a system. He was personally recruiting 800 people a month, personally recruiting. So yeah, he's a beast. So so obviously when I look at a beast like that, I want to study that guy. I want like, this guy's the guy to study. So he has, I bought his course. I bought his material. Every time he comes up with something new, I always download it and take it. So he had a course on hot buttons that it's absolutely brilliant, just brilliant. He has a lot of material. So I'm going to show you some of this stuff. But I'm not just going to show it to you. I'm actually going to give it to you, and for free. There's no charge here. I want you guys to win. So here's what I'm going to need from you guys after this is I'm going to need your email so I can email it to you. You can probably put it on this chat. It'll be fine. So after the chat, I won't close it. I'll copy paste. If you put your email on this chat and help me out, I will, everything you're about to see, I will email it to you as well, so you can have the material for yourself as well, and you know, and use it and practice it and learn it. You know, he has some great stuff, great stuff. And this is just one stuff that he has from a lot of stuff that he has. So here's his company. It's called Insider Secrets of Recruiting Professionals 2.0. And here's how you spell his name: Todd Falcone, fearless networker. He has a free book he gives away. Again, great guy to follow. I want you guys to be constantly training each other. I want to train Army. I want you guys to know that, right? Yeah, that's we all want that. So that's why but I'm going to skip a lot of stuff because there is a lot, but I am going to give you some stuff here for you guys to understand. And I'll go here. First of all, we're looking at the hot buttons, and he says every occupation comes with both positive and negatives. There is no perfect business or job. While some jobs are more fun, rewarding, and have lots of positive about them, they all come with some downside. We want to talk about downsides because everything, they all have them, right? So that's called the pain buttons. So we're going to talk about the pain buttons, and all this, you can read it for yourself, guys. I'm going to send it to you, so not to worry. Okay, so potential hot buttons. First people that we're going to look at real estate agents, right? Real estate agents only make money when they sell a home. If they don't sell, they don't make money. And right now the market is hot. It's a hot market right now because interest rates are low, right? Like my parents just posted their house. It lasted 3 days in the market. It was gone. And that's normal by what's happening right now. But guess what? We talked about this yesterday. The fact is that a lot of people have deferred their house payment. And it's due, this is the last month they're able to defer their house payment. So a lot of people are going to be able to pay it the next month, of course, because they may have been saving money all this time. Hopefully the smart ones did that. But a lot of people are still not able to find a job, are still hurting. So when you have millions of people not paying their house payment, foreclosure comes in, and now we're gonna see the market turn around. And this is from a real estate friend of mine that told me this. We see this. Okay, so some of the hot buttons of real estate. Let's look at this. Only make money when its home is sold. That's a big hot button, right? Works most of the weekend. Most realtors, that Saturday and Sundays are their money because they're gonna show. That's when they show the houses. So they don't have weekends off. That means less time with family. No reoccurring residual income. Okay, may be stuck in living in their current market because where they're built, their entire business network, lack of flexibility in moving to a new location to live. That's a hot button for people. Responsible for marketing expenses regardless where their home sells. Directly impacted by fluctuation in interest rates. We know that. Some of the hot buttons of the real estate are right here, and we can use this to understand. Now, probably right now, realtors are not the best for coming in with an income opportunity because they're already there's such a hot market. However, the way I sponsored 2 realtors last month. One's a real estate investor, and one's a big realtor. And I cast the vision on real estate and being able to do home views and through a virtual reality platform. So they love that. And I sponsored 2 realtors, right? They got started because of the opportunity, not because of the pain buttons. Okay, but as we are entering now a market that will turn around, we're going to see a lot of people leave the real estate market because it'll be more of a buyer's market coming in. So mortgage brokers are the other ones. Much like real estate agents, people that do loans for a living are also very susceptible to market shifts. They only make money when home closes and when the loan is funded. Let's look at some of the hot buttons for mortgage brokers. Only makes money when the loan is funded. That's very simple. I tell my story all the time how one of my mentors says to me, if you have an income or a business that depends on you being there, you're in trouble because the moment you're not there, what happens? The income stops. That's something that I've said for many years, not for 7 years. I kept repeating those lines. because a good mentor of mine said that to me. And so that's what it is. Income stops. If they don't sell, they don't fund the loan. So it's limited income potential per loan too. What's happening in 2008 because of the crash and because of what happened in the loan market, loan officers they got capped on the commission, how much they can make per loan. That's a big deal. No reoccurring residual income. We're all here for residual income, aren't we? And they don't have it. Directly impacted by the fluctuation of interest rates. That will change really soon. Right now, interest rates are low, so those people are they're surfing, they're rocking and rolling at this very moment. But it's not going to happen for long. Maybe stuck living in the current market because it's where they are built, their entire business network, lack of flexibility, moving to a new location to live. Also, you got to realize these people, when you're stuck in a certain market and you have to build your business from there, it's hard to travel. It's hard to vacation, because traveling and vacation, guess what? It's missed opportunity, right? If I'm not in my market, I'm not able, it's a possibility that I miss an opportunity for me to do something with my business. So, okay, financial planners and stockbrokers, let's look at these. In order for someone to become a certified financial planner, they need to study and get licensed. They have the letters CFP after their name. This requires quite a bit of study time, long hours, and testing in order to become certified. We know this already. Let's look at some of the hot buttons. Again, I'm going to send you this so you can read this for yourself. Potential hot buttons for stockbrokers and it's a highly regulated set. We know this. Okay, it's very highly regulated. It has to play but they have to play by the rules, and some that can get people in trouble. Most do better when markets are moving upward. So it's a bull market. So if the market's going down, like if we know it's coming, guess what? Financial planners and stockbrokers going to be good people for us to talk to. Real estate and mortgage, when this economic interest rates rise, it's going to be great people to talk to as well. We're going to have an influx of those three professions automatically looking and having a need in the marketplace. Okay, they have an extremely high failure rate, because they have to put a lot of hours and go through the phone. That means a stockbroker makes 300 calls a day. Someone who's a financial planner. I remember I used to be a financial planner and an insurance agent too. And they used to give me leads, and I used to have this leads and call the leads. And it was like 50, I didn't do 300 a day, but I did about 40 to 50 calls a day, cold calls. So it's a lot of rejection, a lot of no. So this is some of the things that we can talk about with people when you're talking to them and going to prospect them. Okay. Insurance agents, let's look at this. Insurance agents sell insurance product policies and behave on behalf of insurance carriers and brokers. Agents must be familiar with types of policies their agency sells and help customers determine which policy best suits their needs. Okay, let's look at some of the potential hot buttons from pains. Limited earnings potential for most markets. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You can only sell so much, so you're limited to the potential you can make. Makes sense. Tied down to where you live. Again, you got to be in your market because you got to know your market. Not much flexibility to move on, move forward, and miss opportunities for the future. Long ramp-up period to build a book of business. So it takes a while to build a book of business within an insurance, and that's very true, because eventually you got to build trust with people before you can actually help them out. Inside salespeople is another one. Let's look at some of the potential hot buttons. They're inside all day. Many of them are in a cubicle. That's not fun. Most of them want to be out. Most of them have limitations of cap on their earnings. That's true. No recurring residual income with most sales jobs. I have a presentation. We just brought in an individual that owns 25 car dealerships, and he and successful, right? 25 car dealerships. You're set. You're doing good. And I sat down with him yesterday. He's a car salesman, right? So I had to fit the part, right? Because the car salesman, what are they? They're sharks, right? They're straight up sharks, so I had to fit the part. You gotta talk like they talk. You gotta meet their energy. If they sense weakness, they eat you alive. That's what happens when you're in a room full of sharks and alpha males. So I went in there. I spoke to the owner. I told him what we're doing. He wanted to do some things with virtual reality in his other dealerships. I told him what we could do and what we're looking to do right now. Essentially, we couldn't do what he wanted to do. But guess what? I told him, hey, how about we talk to your salespeople, and build a side business for all of them. And I showed him the compensation plan. He agreed. He signed up, and we have we have a presentation for all his salespeople on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. And where we're going to have a presentation. He's getting all his salespeople and sales manager, and we're going to sponsor all his sales manager inside the business. He says they're going to have to get in. But I'm looking the way I was looking. I said hot buttons are this: they have no residual income, and they don't sell, they don't make money. They're based on performance. So these are hot buttons that I'm going to be using in my presentation when I do a presentation for them. Now that I know this, right? Now that I know some of these hot buttons. Outside salespeople is another one. Let's talk about outside salespeople. I won't go too much into this. I'll let you read up for yourself. Potential hot buttons for outside salespeople. Potential limitations on earnings. Very true. Most salespeople, they all have that limit. Let me tell you why it's so important to have a team of people like what we're doing. What we're doing is the opposite of this, right? We have the oxygen buttons, which are the hot buttons for us. There's no limitation on our income. There's leverage. We have leverage. When you build a team of people, you have leverage. You can work. You can travel. You can go. Everything that is their limitations is our benefits. It's how we expand. It's really it's within. I don't know what the opposite of limitations is. Maybe one of you know about what's the opposite of limitation. Expansion or limitless, right? So there's no limit on what we're limitless on this, right? We have limitless potential income earnings. We have limited potential of being able to travel. We're limitless in our ability to be able to create passive residual income. I mean, everything that is their problem is our solution. We have a solution for this. Potential limitation on earnings. Yes, we have a solution for this. Shrinking commissions, more pressure, and increased quotas. Outside salespeople have a quota. They have to meet these quotas, and that's stressful. No reoccurring residual income. May have to use personal vehicle for sales. That's very possible. High stress job and long hours. I've done outside sales and it's a long time. Managers and directors. Let's look at this. Big responsibility all the way on their shoulders. Loss of competition in their job, right? There's always another guy, another hot shot ready to take your job. Risk of losing job due to underperforming. Deals with loss of politics and personal issues on the team, right? If you run a team and you're a manager or a director, one of your team is underperforming, that looks bad on you. It's a reflection on you, so that could be bad. Potential cap on earnings. That's very true. Long hours and they have lots of time away from home. Very, very true. Okay. Small business owners. This is easy. Small business owners. Small businesses are always getting screwed. Always. But here's some of the hot buttons. It takes lots of capital to start a business. Very true. When it comes, one of the best things that we have is that, and I told the manager here, the dealership owner, the guy his name is Ron. I told Ron yesterday when I was talking to him, I was like, you can start a business, a franchise for $755 after taxes. And there's no overhead. There's no risk. It doesn't cost you anything to expand. Distribution expands, your sales channel grows. You don't have to put more advertisement money. I mean, none of that is, you have none of the trappings a traditional business has and all the benefits of a big company. You can build big business, taking 10, 20% of the sales volume, because he wanted to know the compensation plan. You think about 20% of the sales volume that you produce, it's going to be paid out. And just so I kept it simple. So he goes, you produce 100,000 in volume, and in each leg, you're looking at 20% of a weaker leg, which is that automatically we're looking at 20,000+. So we kept it very simple, but that did not cost you anything to go from 100,000 in volume to 1 million in volume in sales. In a business, there's an operational cost there. They have to. There's no operational cost here. It doesn't cost us anything. When he saw that, when I told him that, he was like, "Oh, he goes, that's cool." I'm like, "It is cool." It's so funny. A big business owner like him that owns 25 dealerships, he knows that if he wants to own 26, it's gonna cost him some millions to make more sales. Here, it doesn't cost us anything. You can go from 100,000 in sales a month to 1 million sales a month. It doesn't cost you anything. This is a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant deal. I mean, great deal. Could take several years before they make profits in small business owners. That's a hot button. Can be very expensive to run with rent, employees, insurance, advertisement, inventory costs, and so on. Very long hours for business owners. Very long hours. These people may be working 70 hours a week and more. Limited time, limited to their location, not enough flexibility when their business demands that you are there and keeping your eyes on it. Extremely high failure rate. So the failure rate in small business owners are pretty bad. Waiters and bartenders. Listen, I mean, this is a good stuff for you guys to read. I'll leave it to you guys. Potential for hot buns and pain. Lots of hours on their feet. Can be very physical, demanding work. Significant limitations on earnings. Lack of flexibility. Can be seasonal work. When it's busy, they make money. When it's not busy, they don't make money. I love waiters and waitresses because they're people. Most of them are good. A good waitress and a good, not everybody, of course, but a good waitress and a good waiter, they're people. So they're good with people. They're good to talking. They're friendly. They have their outgoing. So I'm constantly, if I'm sitting down with a good waiter and a good waiter gives me great service, I'll let them know, hey man, what a great service you did. Thank you very much. I compliment, say, hey, let me ask you a question. Do you keep your option? I'm expanding a company out here in the technology field and marketing. Do you keep your options open in terms of creating income outside of what you're currently doing in your current waiter profession here at Outback? And most of them say, yes, I keep my business options. So what do you have? I was like, well, let me give me your number. I'm going to call you and I'll send you some information on what I'm working on, and we can talk. It's just very, very simple. Waiters are some of the simplest people, easiest people to contact for the business, by the way. So I'll send you this. This is all for you guys to have. It's great. It's great to know the hot buns and understand that, again, we don't sell the business. We solve their problems. I go back to the normal. What are we doing here? All this talk was just about solving people's problems and understanding what people's problems are. I mean, if you have a single mom that has 3 kids, guess what? That's easy, right? That's easy to understand that, hey, she wants more money. She wants more time with her children. She wants more flexibility to be able to do good things. She wants something exciting. All those are hot buns. If hey, mom, hey, mother of 3 kids, if I could show you a way to spend more time with your children and double your income, would that be worth 20, 30 minutes of your time? Yes, it will be worth that? Great. Let me send with you some information. Hey, Mr. Waiter, if I can show you a way to double your income from your house without having to be running all day on your feet, is that worth 20, 30 minutes of your time? Great. Hey, Mr. Car salesperson, if I can show you a way to increase an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 into your bottom line without having to spend 70 hours or many more hours in a dealership, is that worth 20 minutes, 30 minutes of your time? It is. Okay. All I'm talking about here is hot buns, right? Hey, small business owner, if I can show you a way to increase your revenue by 20, 30, 40, 50% without having to cost no marketing costs and no additional hours on your time spending in your traditional business, is that worth, without taking away from your traditional business, that worth 20, 30 minutes of your time? Great. Let's talk. So once you know people's hot bun, all you have to do is, hey, if I can show you a way to help with the hot button, help you with this, is that worth 30 minutes of your time? Yes? Okay, what is it? Great. I'm going to send you some information. I'm working on a virtual reality business project that is expanding here from Japan and Korea, and it's absolutely incredible. You have to take a check it out. And by the way, just to finish up here, the more you practice, the more naturally comes out. Very simple, right? So sometimes you want to have, not sometimes, you want to have learn your script. Yeah, if you look at the top actors, the top people in the world, what do they know? They know their script. That's it. So you come up with your own script and you make it sound natural. When you practice things, it just comes out natural. It's interesting because I seen, again, I seen people that scripts work, but they work when you make them your own. When you work in, when they come naturally out of you. So I sometimes I see people that just shun scripts. I'm telling you, they work, but they have to come natural out of you. If you're thinking about it, if you're like, if I could show you a way to make money, you know what I mean? Or to say, hey Tyler, if I could show you a way to increase your income without having to spend time away from your children, is that worth 20, 30 minutes of your time? Sure. What is it, David? Maybe say, it depends, David. What is it? Well, I'm working with a tech company, a marketing company. It deals with virtual reality and augmented reality technology coming from Japan and Korea. And now it's expanding here in the United States. There's a lot of opportunity. Would love to share with you because I'm super excited about this. This is a little different than like, Tyler, I know, sir, that's a little different. And that comes with practice, that comes with repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition is the mother of learning and the father of skills. So just keep learning and repeat it. All right, good deal. So I have your email. So expect it. This package will be in your email. Give me the next hour. It should be in your email and you should have it. Play with it, study with it. I got a lot of more material that I can share with you guys. So I'll go ahead and share it all with you guys so you guys can have it. And again, it's about using the material, learning, study your craft, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And let's go out there and make it happen. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much, guys.